That's right. It is the last stand. We bring you the biggest names in the sport. I'm Brian Custer. Joining me today is the former WBC super welterweight champion of the world. You know him as Super Bad. Tony Harrison is back with us. What's up, T?
What up, BC? What's the deal, baby?
It's good to have you because March 12th, Australia, you've got Tim Tszyu. Originally, it was supposed to be Charlo in Tszyu. We know he fractured his hand, has to pull out. They had talked about redoing this thing in the summer. Tszyu says, well, you know what? I want to take a tune-up fight. I want to stay active. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Tony Harrison is going to fight Tim Tszyu. That's no tune-up fight. Tell us, how
Nah,
did you come into the mix, and tell us why you said yes to Tim Tszyu?
I don't even know how I came in the mix, BC. You know what I mean? Like I just was an advocate on Twitter when I seen Charlo, hurt his hand, and I said I step in. You know what I mean? I didn't hear nothing else from there for about a month. You know what I mean? When I said I would step in, I think he was originally scheduled to fight like the Russian kid that's like WBO or something like that. But for me, for me to say yeah. Introduce me how you just introduced me again.
You the former WBC super welterweight champion of the world.
That shit don't sit right with me. The word former don't even sit right with me. You know what I mean? So for me, I feel like I lost something that belongs to me. You know what I mean? My whole role to get what I just lost back. So whoever I had to fight, whatever I had to do to get there. You know what I mean? It was just like I need to do. Like my mind, my gut, like something doesn't sit right. Every night I go to sleep, something doesn't sit right with me. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I lost something to somebody I shouldn't have lost to. So whether it would have been anybody, you know what I mean? But for me to get the fight with Tim Tszyu, and I'm like, damn, he already number one. He already next up. And I'm like, if I could skip the line and just go ahead and fight a guy like that, it just made perfect sense for me.
So he's a pressure fighter along the lines of, I mean, the analogy is not the best, but he's kind of like a Jared Hurd, where he's just pressure, pressure, pressure. How do you see this fight with you and Tim Tszyu playing out in the ring?
To be honest, man, Tim he's a very tough fighter, man. But it's literally like he's so basic to me, man. He's just like he's somebody I see around the block, like on like he's somebody I see like at the park when I fight somebody at the park. You know what I mean? It's not nothing special about him. Like his defense is not stellar, his offense ain't stellar. You know what I mean? Like he's a very tough competitor. And for me, I think my last fight is just preparation for the same kind of guy I'm fighting. I fought a guy Sergio Garcia who does the exact same shit. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just like, why wouldn't I take that fight? I just wiped out Sergio Garcia that fought Fondora, that had a tough fight with Fondora, and I wiped him out and I won every round. So why wouldn't I take a fight like that? I'm fighting the exact same person.
But you're fighting him in Australia, where obviously he's an unbeaten fighter, but he is really big there. Can you win a decision, you think, in Australia?
BC, I don't even think about that, to be honest. Like, I don't even think about me winning a decision. I think it's televised. So long as it's televised, to me, that's my win. That's my champions. That's my win. Whether they cheat me or not, that's my win. The people will be able to say I won or I lost. You know what I mean? It's gonna be some people that's gonna say no, you lost. But everybody get to see it for their own two eyes, and whether win, lose, or draw. If I win it and they take it from me, I exploited the person that they thought was real.
Mm. He got, and talking about Tim Tszyu, he got dropped by Terrell Gausha when he had his fight here in the States. Then he dominated the fight there afterwards. What did you see in that fight when you watched it? You said, yeah, I can get this guy.
I mean, he's a game guy, man. He's a game guy. I just don't think nobody has the IQ that I have. I don't think nobody used the jab the way I use my jab. I don't think nobody used the length the way I use my length, and the ring the way I use the ring. So I think Terrell, being older, being the kind of fighter he is, a shell kind of fighter, I just think it was lining up for Tim to be successful. You know what I mean? So, Terrell never gave him any angles, never gave him any turns, because the guy comes straight forward. Like, he's just like one gear. He's one gear. He, like, when I look at him, he's just one. He just go. He just go. You know what I mean? Nothing is set up. Nothing is nothing like he's not setting up anything. He's just going. You know what I mean? Like, I just think if Terrell would have gave more jabs, more feints, more angles, I just thought Terrell would have made the fight just a little more interesting. I think the knockdowns happened in the fight, so I really wasn't like too much press or highly pressed that he got knocked down and got back up and won the fight. I thought that for me it just showed the kind of level of fighter that he is, and he's definitely a championship level fighter. But I mean, I was geeked up that he did. I was geeked up that he got up off the mat, and basically damn near won every round after that. But
Yeah.
I just think just Terrell didn't open up his bag of offense. You know what I mean? Like I think Terrell got so much more in his offensive bag that he didn't give. You know what I mean? So I just think, man, with my length, my IQ, my skill, I just think it's me versus Sergio Garcia again.
Mm. Now, listen. You haven't been the most active, let's say, fighter over the past 3 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think boxing writers and boxing fans are going to say after Tony Harrison fights Tim Tszyu?
I see why this motherfucker was not fighting for 3 years. I see why they kept him on the bench. You know what I mean? Like for me, I didn't like for me to be honest, nobody's really fighting. Who's really fighting? You know what I mean? So really, I like to pinpoint myself, but like nobody's really been active like that, like in the last 3 years. You know what I mean? I think Lubin had a pretty good run of activity, but other than Lubin, I don't really see nobody that was really like truly like 3 fights a year, 4 fights a year at the top level. You know what I mean? I think Charlo had 2 fights 1 year, but nobody's really been like super active. Nobody's really been like super act like. And it was another thing that was easy for me to take this fight. Like he been off just as long as I have. You know what I mean? So it ain't like he got the ups on me. Like he been off and I've been off. He been off 300 some days. I've been off like 300 some days. So
Yeah.
it wasn't hard. Like the basis for me, everything lined up. He been off. I've been off. He need
And
to fight. I need to
skills
fight.
from a skills perspective, what do you think boxing writers and fans are going to be saying once they see you in the ring with Tim
That's a
Tszyu?
bad motherfucker. That's a bad motherfucker right there. You know what I mean? I pride myself on being the baddest motherfucker at all times. You know, I may not knock you out, but damn it, I'm gonna embarrass you. I'm gonna embarrass you. I'm gonna out slick you. I'm gonna out wheel you. I'm gonna get gritty with you when it's time to get gritty. I love the sport, man. I love the sport, man. I love everything about the sport. So, like, everybody ain't blessed with power. You know what I mean? And besides the power, it's nothing else I don't have. You know what I mean? So I just feel like I'm just gonna outwit him. I'm gonna outskill him. I'm gonna have fun in there, BC. I just know it. I'm gonna have fun in it. I really don't see too many ways he can beat me, to be honest.
I love that.